Right, well, let's get started then. How are you today?
I'm so excited to be here with you, Anna, and the IDLM movement, if you will.
Yes, awesome. Well, I'd like to welcome everybody. If you haven't gotten a chance to meet Miss Melissa, she is one of our instructors for our children grief and facilitation of working with grief, and she's going to share all about it with us today. So Melissa, would you mind telling a little bit about yourself to our audience so they can get to know you a little bit better?
Absolutely. Well, I'm so thrilled to be here. I got into childhood bereavement through volunteering 17 plus years ago. Prior to that, I was a school teacher. But in an effort to give back to my community, I started volunteering at a center for grieving children. I absolutely fell in love with the work, switched careers, and as a result, I've been really for the last 17 years conceptualizing, managing programming that really specialize in childhood bereavement. As part of that, I've also been a part of hospice bereavement care, and I have a fellow in thanatology by ADEC, the Association for Death Education and Counseling, and I'm the newly founder and CEO of Radical Grief, which is a consulting company where I provide consulting services to individuals and agencies who are seeking training or program curriculum design and development in any aspect of grief and loss. However, I specialize in childhood bereavement.
Oh, awesome. Well, I know we've gotten to share a little time in some of our end-of-life doula trainings. You've come in our pediatric module, and I know it was really amazing to hear a different perspective from being on the other side and what we can do to help, with having doulas to go out and help families. And so that's one of the reasons why we absolutely love having you with us, because through our pediatric module, a lot of our doulas are, wanting to learn more. And so let me ask you this. Who do you feel, because I know you have your upcoming class coming up, supporting the needs of grieving children. That's going to be on the 28th at 6 p.m. Central. And so can you tell me a little bit, or give them an idea of who should take this course?
Sure. I know you primarily target and serve doulas who are either newly in the industry or maybe has a ton of experience in a synergistic industry. But I really believe that this course is beneficial for any professional or caregiver who might be encountering a grieving child or a teen, whether it be in an anticipatory fashion, meaning they themselves are dying or a loved one of theirs is dying, or post-death, the death has occurred, and we're really looking at offering some ongoing support and resources to the families that you've already served in some capacity. So really it's open to not only professionals, but paraprofessionals, and then also caregivers.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, because I know we have a lot of just all types of walk of life of people that come on and join us and things like that. So it's not just for end-of-life doulas or doulas in training. You can, like she was explaining, you can be anyone to come in and really get this education. I think it's great too, even just as a parent, to kind of understand different things and learning these different options, that way to see and understand our children.
Mm-hmm.
Could you give us a little bit of an insight and let us know what you're going to be covering in this upcoming class that you have starting?
Absolutely. So my courses are typically known for being jam-packed full of information and resources. And I pride myself on the fact that they're very practical and easy to apply, some of the concepts that we'll be covering, because I think that the less complicated, more straightforward, and a simple approach tends to be the best approach when we're trying to learn tangible tools to really use in the work that we do. So in this course, I'm hoping to really give insight to developmental responses to grief. So looking at different age brackets and how grief might manifest. And also, what are some maladaptive or adaptive coping responses? And then some evidence-based strategies or tools that really can be utilized in a myriad of protective factors. What I mean by that is what we can do to provide support on a community level, a family level, and an individual level. We're also going to cover some language and really look at what are the primary differences between the way that a child grieves and processes grief, and how different is that from adult grievers.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely a good way to get your foot in the door into understanding grief and what's going on with the children and how they're going to process it, because they process so differently than us as adults. So again, this is open up for doulas and non-doulas to come in. How does your course help others? How can it help other doulas advance their offerings in their practice?
So when I'm thinking about the doula profession, I really think about the material that I'm going to be delivering will really help advance your offerings in two primary ways. The first way is when we talk about supporting the adult caregiver. From the training, you'll be able to gather a lot of information and psychoeducation that you can then impart onto the adults that are trying to support the children in their lives who are grieving. Additionally, we're going to talk about what are the tangible resources that you can utilize and leave for those adult caregivers. So that way they feel like when you leave their presence, you've left them not only with useful information, but also with tools that they can actually utilize right away. The other way that I think that this training is going to help you is that I'm planning on providing you some really great interventions or grief related activities that you're going to be able to do not only with the children that you serve, but also with the family unit. I hope to provide you an intervention packet just full of great activities that you can facilitate with the families that you serve.
Oh, awesome. I'm so excited. I'm wanting to be in there too now. So it's awesome because you just never know. And let me ask you this, because sometimes us working as doulas, we may not be working with a child, but we're working with a client who has children. So these are concepts. Do you feel that would be that they can apply them even if they're working not just straight for a child, but they can use some of these concepts to help that child process the grieving of their parent as well?
Absolutely. There's a lot of really pervasive myths or beliefs that we have in our own grief that come from our own loss inventory or history that we then project onto children, right? One of the most common pervasive myths is that maybe children are too young to understand what's going on, or that children are resilient, for example. And although we really want to believe those things to be true, because thinking about children not being resilient is a much harder pill for us to swallow. There's a lot of trauma-based research that really highlights that standalone statement, children are resilient, isn't really an accurate statement. What the training will provide is we really will give you a lot of tools and also just this high level knowledge that will really allow you to work with the adults. So that way you're building up their capacity to provide support in a very meaningful, tangible way. So that way we can then have children that are able to adapt to hardship and loss as they really go through life. Because this concept of loss is not a one-time thing for a lot of children, right? We will experience loss as we age. And so really understanding what are teachable moments and how can we then provide support strategies and tools for those children to be able to adapt to those losses. So even if they're not working directly with children, to be able to impart some psychoeducation and tools and strategies to the adults in their lives is going to be really critical to your role as a doula.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you just think about it. I mean, it's not always someone that's elderly that's passing that we're coming in and working with. A lot of times too, it can be someone in their 30s or 40s, and they have a family, they have children that are, even little and on the way into teenage years. And so I see definitely it could be such a great beneficial aspect, for doulas to learn and have that extra knowledge behind them as they go out and serve their community and serve their families. So I am so excited. So if y'all are interested, you can head over to our website. The link is in the heading of this live, and you'll be able to click that link and you'll be able to sign up for Melissa's class that will be on July 28th at 6 p.m. Central. And about how long is the class, Melissa?
Ideally, it's going to be roughly about 90 minutes or so. And again, it's going to be jam-packed. So it's a big 90 minutes because there's a lot of material and content to cover. However, my goal is to make sure that you also have handouts and resources that really supplement the training. So that way you're walking away able to build your own professional toolkit with material and content that is current in thanatology, that you can feel confident has been research backed and linked to. So.
Oh, exciting. Yes. And so you'll be able, once you sign up for the course, you'll be in our portal system. And so you'll be able to get all the uploads of all the information through your portal. And you'll have your Zoom link and everything. All your information will be there in your student portal to access and join in live with Melissa. Again, it'll be July 28th at 6 p.m. And feel free to head over to our website. And if you do need to ask any questions to Melissa, you can feel free. If you go to our About Us, you'll see Melissa's picture on our instructor page, and you can click the little button there, and it'll take you right in to send her an email. So thank you so much, Melissa. And I am really excited and looking forward to your upcoming class. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Oh, I appreciate the time and attention to the topic.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing everybody there.
All righty. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.